Welcome back, Beaver Nation, to another edition of the Beaver Sports Show. I'm Boon Kruger, and to my left is Alice Crawford and Johnny Motomochi. Guys, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing very well. You know, it's week 9, getting a little burned out on school. We're ready for summer to start.
Doing well. I mean, hockey playoffs started today, so the Stanley Cup final started today.
It's 2 American teams, though.
I know. It always is. It's not good. It's not good.
Hey, maybe America's catching up on the hockey front. But it was a great weekend for the Beaver baseball team as they swept their rival, the Oregon Ducks, in 3 games at Goss Stadium, and then found out that they will be traveling to the Baton Rouge Regional for the NCAA Baseball Championships. Coming up, we will have highlights from the weekend, as well as break down what the Beavers need to do to move on to the Super Regionals.
Laura Carlisle also had a great weekend as she qualified for the NCAA Outdoor Track and Field Championships after finishing 5th at the NCAA West Regional in Austin, Texas.
We'll have this much and more coming up. You're watching the Beaver Sports Show. Stay tuned.
From the KBVR TV studio on the campus of Oregon State University, this is the Beaver Sports Show.
The Oregon State baseball team went into this weekend's Civil War baseball series with one thing in mind: get revenge. After losing the Pac-10 championship in Eugene last year, the Beavers looked for payback as a sweep and a little luck would cost their arch-rival a Pac-12 conference championship.
Things started off shaky for Oregon State as Ben Wetzler gave up a 2-run homer in the first inning to Duck first baseman Ryan Healy. Ben Wetzler was able to minimize the damage, though, and get out of the inning on a strikeout against number 48 Kevin Shepard's attempt to bunt. Beaver infielder Tyler Smith got a piece of Alex Kudel's pitch to send him to first base with ease. Later on in the game, OSU's Danny Hayes also got a solid hit far into the outfield, which was able to send Max Gordon in for a run. The game continued, and both teams battled Friday afternoon to see who could get the first series win. The Oregon Ducks showed a strong and solid effort and were able to get good runs in, but in the end, the Beavers were able to play the kind of baseball they wanted to come out on top and get some sweet revenge against their rivals. OSU's Ryan Barnes had a good game at bat as he had RBIs for both Tyler Smith and Danny Hayes. Barnes also had another good hit in a later inning, allowing Ryan Dunn to slide into home for yet another run for the Beavs. The game ended with a strikeout from Scott Schultz, and OSU got a good start to the weekend with a 7-3 win over the Ducks for the first game of the Civil War series.
After Saturday's dramatic victory, the Beavers clinched the series over the Ducks. OSU wanted to add icing on top of already stellar weekend with a series sweep. Head coach Pat Casey started Taylor Starr on the mound, and Starr responded with a quality start as he pitched 6 1/3 innings, giving up 7 hits and allowing 0 runs, which paced the Beavers to a 5-0 win over the Ducks. Michael Conforto once again led the Beavers as he drove in 2 runs to finish the regular season with a Pac-12 leading 71 RBIs on the year. The Beavers finished the regular season with a record of 38-18 and 8-12 in conference play, which was good for 3rd place in the inaugural Pac-12 season.
On Monday, the Beavers found out that their postseason destination would be to travel to Louisiana to play in the Baton Rouge Regional, hosted by Louisiana State. The Beavers received the number 2 seed and are paired with LSU, Belmont, and Louisiana Monroe. Oregon State will square off first against Belmont at noon on Friday, and depending on the result, will play either LSU or Louisiana Monroe in the winners or losers bracket. The NCAA baseball championships are in a double elimination format. Regional action goes from Friday through Sunday, and if necessary, the final game will be played on Monday. Now with an update on the track team, here is Sports Show reporter Ashley Betmalik.
This past weekend, senior Laura Carlisle and sophomore Obum Gwacham competed in the NCAA Outdoor Track and Field Regional in Austin, Texas. Carlisle finished the meet with a qualifying berth to head to the NCAA Outdoor Track and Field Championships. Carlisle finished 5th in the 1,500-meter race with a time of 4 minutes and 20.32 seconds. Carlisle has now made Oregon State school history for 2 consecutive years. Last year, she became the first Oregon State female track and field athlete to qualify for the NCAA championships since the program was reinstated, and this year she made history again by becoming the first Oregon State athlete since 1986 to qualify for the NCAA championships 2 years in a row. Gwacham also represented the Beavers this weekend, competing in the high jump. Gwacham cleared a 6 foot and 9.75 inches in the event, but was unable to qualify and advance to the championship round. Although Gwacham is not advancing, he has also earned his place in Oregon State track and field history by being 6th all-time in the men's high jump. Carlisle will compete for the national title in the 1500 meter on June 6th through 9th in Des Moines, Iowa.
Two former Oregon State men's soccer players, Alan Gordon and Ryan Johnson, are each making a name for themselves early in the 2012 Major League Soccer season. Gordon, who played for the Beavers in the 2002-2003 season, has been an excellent addition for the San Jose Earthquakes as he has scored goals in the final minutes in 3 consecutive games and has led the Earthquakes to 2 ties and 1 win over the Los Angeles Galaxy. Gordon's play has earned him Soccer by Ives Player of the Month honors. Ryan Johnson has been a standout for the Toronto Football Club, and he is the only player on the roster to start all 10 games, and he leads the team in minutes played, shots, and assists. Other Oregon State players in Major League Soccer include Danny Mwanga of the Philadelphia Union and Brian Jordan of the Los Angeles Galaxy.
We're going to take a quick commercial break, but when we come back, Alex and Johnny will answer the questions that I want answered in our Beaver Roundtable segment. Welcome back to the Beaver Sports Show, and it is time for a new segment of the Beaver Roundtable. And guys, to start things off, after the Beavers' impressive Civil War sweep in baseball at Goss Stadium this past weekend, it was announced that they're going to go to the Baton Rouge Regional and play LSU, Belmont, and UL Monroe for a chance to go to the Super Regionals. We all know LSU, a national seed. It's going to be very tough for the Beavers to win in Louisiana. But guys, what do you make of the Beavers' chances to move on?
Alex, take it away.
I'll take it away. They got a tough road ahead. I mean, first of all, I'd like to say it's a travesty the way things ended up with the Beavers being sent to Baton Rouge, playing against a seeded team, Louisiana State University, that many are picking to win the College World Series, whereas Oregon gets a home regional and is probably going to get a super regional after this. Last year, end of the season, similar thing happens when Oregon sweeps Oregon State, and Oregon State does not get the same benefit that Oregon does. It doesn't help that Oregon's head coach is on the national committee that selects where the regionals happen and selects the seeding, etc. What do they call that? Selection committee? He's on that. That's a travesty. So first of all, I'd like to point that out. But besides that, Oregon State's got a tough road ahead. LSU's good. They can swing the bat. They've got a great squad. So, I mean, can Oregon State beat Belmont? Yes. Can they beat the Warhawks of Louisiana Monroe? Yes. But LSU, that's going to be a tough matchup. Definitely one to watch. I don't know if they can get it done, though. It's tough. I don't have a prediction right now.
Do you think, Johnny, OSU certainly, everyone's talking about LSU, but the Beavers first, they have to play Belmont. Mm-hmm. Is that going to be a tough matchup for Oregon State? They won their conference. They finished 39-22 on the season, so it's certainly a talented club.
I agree, they are talented, but Oregon State is playing such good baseball right now. I mean, the momentum coming from the Oregon series is huge. We talk about momentum all the time. Here at the Beaver Roundtable, we talk about the momentum. Taking a series sweep, winning that game on Saturday, fully propelled them to play a great game on Sunday. It's going to be tough, though. Like you said, LSU is, one of the really good teams in the nation, and to beat them at their home stadium, it's going to be tough. But can they do it? I think they definitely can.
And the one thing the Beavers do have going for them is momentum. Like you said, they've won 7 of their last 8 games. They're probably playing the best baseball they've played all year. The pitching is there. They made a change at the closer position. And, it's paid off dividends as the bullpen kept all the leads throughout the series against the Ducks. But LSU is, they're a great hitting team. Can you talk about just the matchup between the two styles of play? LSU being a real solid hitting team, not so much pitching, but the Beavers maybe having that Pac-12 kind of style of play which relies on defense and pitching.
definitely. I mean, Pac-12 is all about small ball defense and pitching. If you can't field at your position, you're not going to start in the Pac-12. Whereas in the SEC, where LSU's from, it's all about hitting first and foremost. So I love the matchup. It's a great matchup. Can OSU beat LSU? Yes. Will they? I'm not sure. But I don't think they'll have any trouble with Belmont, even though Belmont won their conference, and they're not a slouch of a team. But I think OSU will handle them. They have momentum, and OSU has a winning record against all the other Pac-12 teams that did make the postseason. So OSU plays better against good teams.
And has a 6-2 record against teams that got national seats in the NCAA tournament.
What I also think, though, is that because they're so contrasting in styles, that Oregon State can go in there and beat them. I mean, like we said, it's going to be tough. But if Oregon State plays their, pitches well, fields well, just does the things that they can do well, they have a great chance of going in there.
So just pretty much play OSU baseball.
Yeah. Like you said last week, if OSU plays OSU baseball, OSU's going to win. So
yeah, and try not to out-hit them, because it's going to be tough to out-hit such a great ball club.
Small ball.
Certainly, it's going to be interesting to see how a guy like Michael Conforto handles the pressure of playing in the postseason. Obviously, great regular season. He was named Pac-12 Freshman of the Year. I think I'll take a word that you like to use. It was a travesty that he didn't win Player of the Year, as he had about 30 more RBIs than the guy that did win. What are your thoughts on Michael Conforto and his great freshman year?
Oh, yeah, the guy just killed it. I mean, he did deserve to win Pac-12 Player of the Year, and I'm glad to see that he did get Freshman of the Year. I don't think he's going to be affected by the pressure of the postseason. I think he'll step up to the plate. I don't think Oregon State as a team will be rattled in the postseason. Pat Casey knows how to prepare these guys, and these guys do have a lot of confidence as a team, and they do have momentum, which is exactly what you need to combat postseason pressure.
What I've seen from Conforto so far is that he steps up in big situations. This will be no different for him. The great players step up when the team needs them, right? In any sport. And so when Conforto in the second game of the Duck series, not batting that well, but chucks it home, Gordon's there. He does everything well. And I mean, will he collapse under the pressure? I don't think so. He's too good for that.
Well, he was the last Beaver player to make Freshman of the Year was Darwin Barney.
I've heard of him.
In Major League Baseball.
Right.
So definitely high honors to go around there. So congratulations to Michael Conforto for winning that, and to the OSU baseball team. Tyler Smith was also named first team All Pac-10, or Pac-12, excuse me. It was announced this week that groundbreaking for the Oregon State basketball practice facility will happen. The state-of-the-art facility will be a 34,000 square foot, 4-story building, which will have 2 regulation-sized basketball courts as well as coaching offices that will overlook the courts. Johnny, I'm going to start with you. How big of this is for Oregon State to get a state-of-the-art basketball practice facility for these 2 basketball programs?
It's huge. It's huge. And the fact that, donors are actually giving money to do this is also huge. It's a huge recruiting tool. Not only is it that, but it helps out the other teams too. I mean, gymnastics can maybe go into Gill and practice more. Volleyball has the time to go in there. So it's not just basketball it's going to help. It's going to help every sport at Oregon State. And it's nice to see that, our athletic department is finally putting in, and with the expansion of Reeser, just little things at a time with the track as well now. It's really nice to see that, they're actually putting money in the athletic department, because that's what you have to do to compete with, the best teams in the nation.
Definitely. I think the volleyball team will appreciate not having to practice at Dixon. I recently got kicked off the basketball court because they had their practice, but I'm sure students will like it too. Alex?
Well, Boon, I wish you would have given us some tougher questions, because there's an obvious answer to this one. Yeah, it's going to help the team hugely. If you look at any successful Division I basketball program, they have a good practice facility. They have state-of-the-art facilities. So it's great to see OSU continuing their evolution as a Division I program and building this facility. It's going to help get better recruits. It's going to help other programs, like you said. You made a great point there, Johnny. Coming from the student-athlete perspective, I'm sure you got the inside scoop. But I think it's huge. I think it's a great thing for the program. And the ceiling, it's a retractable roof on the ceiling. There's no ceiling on the places this basketball program can go.
Yeah, definitely. I think with a coach like Craig Robinson and the recruiting that he can do, and then you look at Scott Ruick, who wouldn't want to play for a coach like that, and he's bringing in a great recruiting class. So I think the basketball practice facility is going to be a great asset for the programs. We'll look at what happened to the football program after they built the new side of Reeser, how many consecutive winning seasons they had. It was a huge, huge breakthrough for that team.
It is. I don't think fans understand how important it really is, because like we talked about, there's no bad things coming from this.
No.
There really isn't. There's no negative. So of course it's going to help the program. It's going to see that, you know, people around the nation will see, oh, you know, Oregon State's doing great things. Recruits are, we have
recruits like that.
Yeah.
Like high school seniors, they like to see that the school is committed to the program, and the program's going in the right direction. That's huge for them.
Yep, and I'll have locker rooms, training areas, medical stuff. So it's really going to be state of the art.
It's going to be nice.
It's going to be like in the arms race that these programs have for the best facilities. Certainly, it's going to be something that OSU can be like, look at this. This is what you're going to get when you come play basketball.
Yep.
Here, you're going to get your own basketball practice facilities.
Yep,
so
definitely.
It's definitely a great thing. Well, that is all the time we have for you tonight.
Tune into Against the Spread Sports Talk Radio this Friday from 2 to 4 p.m. with me, Boon, the rest of the crew. Johnny, you coming on this week?
If you invite me.
You're invited. What do you say, buddy?
I'm there.
Put it here.
Hey, thanks.
Tune in, KBVR, 2 to 4.
And on behalf of Alice Crawford, Johnny Motomochi, guys, thanks for joining me once again. I'm Boon Kruger. You're watching the Beaver Sports Show. We'll be back here next week for the end of the term edition. Have a good night.